Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Veteran Allied Training Panel. Thank you to our host, The Well. Our panelists tonight, drawn from almost every branch of the military with diverse experiences. Each of our panelists will briefly introduce themselves. I'll pose a series of questions. Not every panelist has to answer, and many of them may choose not to answer. Their views are their own, and after that we will open the floor to more questions. All questions and viewpoints are welcome if they are expressed civilly and with mutual respect. Keep in mind, the panel won't answer any inappropriate or sensitive questions. I'm going to now ask each panelist to introduce themselves with their hometown, their name, their branch of service, what their job was in the military, the dates of service, and anything else you want to share, like your major or what brought you to UCR. Ryan?
How's it going? I'm Ryan Sines, born and raised in Phoenix, Arizona. I was in the Navy for about 10 years. I did 3 tours to the Middle East, 1 down to South America. Now I'm a business major.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Marlon. I am from Hesperia, and I did 4 years in the Marine Corps. My job was supply admin, and I'm a sociology major.
Good evening. My name is Ray Ruiz. Grew up in Santa Ana, California. Joined the United States Marine Corps. Did 8 years. Overseas 4 times through Iraq, 1 in Australia. 4th year sociology major.
I'm Miguel Solis. I did 6 years in the Navy. I worked in medicine. Did tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. Currently, my last year was cell-molecular genomics biology. Yeah.
My name is Edward Blodgett. I'm from Menominee, Wisconsin, a very small town. I did 4 years in the Marine Corps, did 1 tour to Afghanistan, and now I'm a 4th year English major.
Hi, my name is Elisa. I'm from Eagle Rock, California. Also, I was in the Army for 4 years. I was a Patriot Repairer, and my major is economics. It's my last year, hopefully.
My name's Daniel. I did 4 years in the Air Force working helicopters. I'm from here in the Inland Empire, and I'm a senior in mechanical engineering.
All right, so on with our questions. What are the reasons why you joined the military? Anyone want to answer that?
So for me, it was kind of easy. My dad was a career Marine. He did 20 years in the Marine Corps, drill instructor, everything. I went through a little bit of a rough patch failing out of college. The first time I tried to go, and didn't really have anything else going for me. Was working a dead-end job at Walmart. I saw what the military brought to my dad's life and all the happiness and fulfillment that he got from that, and I just thought that that was something that I really wanted, and I went for it, and it turned out to be one of the best decisions I ever made. So.
I'll second that answer. I was in high school, I think a sophomore, 9/11 happened, and that was kind of one of the bigger impacts. And then shortly thereafter, Afghanistan and Iraq started happening. And I remember my last year, my senior year of high school, I was a TA in the library. And I remember seeing, so one of my duties would be to get the local newspapers and kind of set them up for the day. And then I would remember seeing guys that I actually went to high school with. They were either like a few years older than me. They'd be front page when they passed away. And that kind of made a really big impact. And that kind of, for me, it was like something I couldn't go on without serving. That was the main motivator to go.
What were the most memorable times in your service career?
I love my job. I was an M1A1 tank crewman, so it was just awesome. Anything I did on the tank was just like the greatest thing ever. And growing up in the sticks of Santa Ana to tank commander was like the best thing. So like throughout my whole enlistment, I enjoyed what I did, the people I was with. So, that's what I'll always take with me.
The best thing for me was, it was actually not combat related. It was a South American cruise on board the USNS Comfort. And since I flew in helicopters, we did patient transfers from the ships. So we hit 13 countries and basically did, I forgot the numbers, but it was ridiculous, like 10,000 surgeries, supplied hundreds of thousands of pounds in aid and support. It was pretty awesome.
All right, why did you leave the military, and do you ever consider re-enlisting?
School was the main motivator for me. You can definitely go career, you can definitely make people spend 20 to 30 years and retire from it. I was kind of like that, but then towards the end I was like, no, I don't want to keep going overseas, and I definitely want to pursue an education. So while I was in, I couldn't do full-time school, especially if the major I wanted to do. I would have been taking one class a semester on top of work, and that I would have gotten nowhere for a long time. So yeah, I definitely had to do school and get out and just be a student.
For me, I mainly got out because at that point, the war in Afghanistan and Iraq was winding down, and they were downsizing the Marine Corps dramatically from like, I want to say it was like 120,000 down to like 80,000. So they weren't approving a lot of re-enlistment packages unless you were really like stellar Marine or anything like that. Plus, I really wanted to get out and go to school and start trying to catch up to the people I went to high school with that were already graduating with their master's degrees and stuff. That was the main